Welcome back to another episode of Behind the Stone. Today, I'm gathered with a very special guest, Veronica Poniatowski. Veronica, how you doing today?
I'm great. Thank you, Robert. Thank you so much for having me today.
Veronica, you work for ZonGuru. Tell me a little bit about you and what ZonGuru does. Brag on yourself a little bit.
Well, as you said, my name is Veronica, part of the ZonGuru team. I myself am an Amazon seller, been in the US market now, really excited about the Australian market. So that's where my personal focus is with my own Amazon businesses. In the ZonGuru team, you may have seen me, on our Instagram. I'm reaching out, doing a lot of live trainings and head of business development. So that's me within the ZonGuru team. And then when it comes to ZonGuru, ZonGuru is an Amazon tool suite. So basically what we do is that we are a set of tools that help Amazon businesses through, or an Amazon business person through their journey of being an Amazon seller. So tools from product research, keyword research, listing optimization, PPC, and then automation when it comes to reviews. So really help you on every step of your Amazon journey. So we have 16 tools and we are integrated in the 4 major marketplaces of Amazon.
That's absolutely incredible. And it's a perfect transition because we're actually going to be talking about something that's really valuable today, being able to optimize your competitors' Amazon listings and rank on page 1. Stay tuned because me and Veronica are going to show you the best way to use powerful data insights and automations, plus a few extras. That's coming up next on Behind the Stone. Welcome back to the Suck a Stone channel, where e-commerce brands, agencies, and do-it-yourselfers receive tips, tricks, and tutorials to improve strategy, growth, and operations every week. So be sure to subscribe. Just click the red subscribe button right below, or click on our channel page to see more videos. Veronica, say you've built a successful Amazon business. Maybe you're wondering, what are the best ways to compete in a high-placed market? What are some of the ways that you can use ZonGuru's awesome keywords on fire and listing optimizer tools? One of the first things that we're going to talk about are all the things that you need to consider when creating an epic Amazon listing. So Veronica, can you speak to that? Can you provide any kind of details or tips or tricks for our listeners and viewers?
Yeah, most definitely. So we know that Amazon is essentially a huge search engine. So therefore, for your product or your listing to show up on Amazon, it needs to include the most relevant, powerful, and impactful keywords. So firstly, the relevant keywords that your customers are using, but we also want to know what powerful keywords your competitors are using as well. So once you have these keywords, then you go ahead and you'll be able to make an epic listing. That
makes perfect sense. And, keywords play a huge role in your product being found, not only organically, but also through pay-per-click as well. So why is it so important for Amazon business owners to know their keywords before creating their Amazon listing?
Yeah. And in my mind, I think it's completely obvious, but a lot of people get caught up in this. And if you get it right, it will make a massive change or impact to your business. So as I previously said, Amazon is a huge search engine. So if you want to rank on Amazon's algorithm and you want your customers to actually find you and ultimately purchase your product, you need to know what those keywords are. What are the most relevant impactful keywords, and if you don't know those keywords and you're not using those keywords, ultimately you're leaving money on the table.
Leaving money on the table for your competition, right?
But yeah, exactly.
And talking about those keywords, how are you determining what's relevant and what's impactful? Are you able to show us these impactful keywords that you're talking about and then create a listing that beats our competition?
Yeah. So most definitely. So that is exactly what ZonGuru does. So what I'd like to go ahead and do now is share my screen and run you through how simple and easy it is to actually do. So, creating an Amazon business, it's great fun, but there's so many moving parts and it can be overwhelming, especially when you're starting out and you're not quite sure. I'm like, okay, I understand the concept of keywords, but still not sure why exactly they're relevant, but more importantly, how do I actually know what those keywords are? So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. All right, so this is ZonGuru's dashboard. So as I previously said, ZonGuru is a tool suite, and we have 16 tools integrated in the 4 major marketplaces of Amazon. So this dashboard gives you a high-level overview of what exactly your business is doing. So it tracks the performance of your business, and your ZonGuru account is connected to your Seller Central account. So all this information is live and going. And something that I forgot to mention earlier is that ZonGuru, as I said, I'm a seller. ZonGuru was created by sellers for sellers. So we know exactly what you're going through, what struggles you may have, what questions will come up. And I think that gives us a major advantage, and obviously is beneficial to you, because as I said, we've personally been through what exactly you're going through right now. So today we're talking about our keywords and our listings, so I'm going to go over to that. So on the left-hand side, we have all our tools. Under listing optimization, we have keywords on fire. For the sake of time, I have already got everything loaded up. So what is our Keywords on Fire tool? Our Keywords on Fire tool is a reverse ASIN lookup, which collects the most relevant, impactful, and strong keywords. You're going to hear me say that a lot. Strong keywords that your customers are using to find a product and what your competitors are using. So this is how you determine what those keywords are. And you can do this search in 2 different ways. You can do that via ASIN lookup. So you need at least 5 ASINs or up to 25 ASINs. So say you've got all your competitors' ASINs, you can manually pop them in. Say right now you're just wanting a high-level view, but you're not quite sure who your top competitors are, you can go to add product by phrase. So for today's example, I'm going to do the product exercise bands. Now, marketplace is super important. So we are integrated in all of these marketplaces. Each marketplace performs differently. So it is super important that you're doing your research within that marketplace. Something that I like to point out, for example, I'm in Australia. I'm Australian, I live on the Gold Coast. I always like to use the example of a barbecue. You know, we have barbecues all the time. So say my product is a barbecue, but I'm selling in the US marketplace. You guys might not call it a barbecue, or it might not be the most common or relevant keyword for you. I believe you guys more so use the term grill. So that is a perfect example of why marketplace research is essential, because it's not what you call your product, it's what your customers and what your competitors are, what keywords they are using. So I'm doing exercise bands. I'm doing, for this example, the US marketplace, and I click search. So what ZonGuru does here, it collects the top 25 competitors that are ranking for the keyword exercise bands. Now you can have a quick scroll to see, make sure that all the products are relevant to what you're wanting to sell. So for example, this one here is similar to what I'm selling for this example. So you can scroll through to have a quick look. What I like to do, I like to go to the select all, and then sometimes, so there's a bar here, it's less relevant to exactly what I'm selling, so I want to remove that. But then you can go add products and you write in the name. Exercise. Again, US marketplace, run keyword analysis. Now this can take 3 to 5 minutes. So for the purpose of this example, I've already gone ahead and do it. As you can see, this one is working. This one is complete. So I've got exercise band. You can see what marketplace is here, and it gives you a quick overview of what is happening in this keyword on fire search. So in this search, there's 476 keywords, a total search volume. So that is in the last 30 days, and the total revenue in the last 30 days for these 476 keywords.
You actually make a great point about localizing and translating your listings. I actually recorded an episode with Margin Business, which I'll link in an info card up here. So you guys can learn tips, tricks, and best practices on how to localize and translate your listings into another marketplace.
Yeah, each marketplace performs completely differently. So do not think that just because I'm looking in the US marketplace that I can sell this worldwide. You need to do that research in every marketplace. It's a great point. All right, so I have opened up the keyword on fire search for exercise band. These top 4 squares here, again, give you the overview that I was just previously going through. Now, as you can see, we have so many data points. Now, keywords, I always say that Keywords on Fire is the OG of tools, because keyword research is used through every aspect of your Amazon business. So whether it's product research, whether it's creating your listing, whether it's going and creating your PPC campaign, at every stage, you will always go back to this tool to see what keywords you need to be using in your listing and in your Amazon business. especially when you're starting out and you're not familiar with all of these terms, all the data points can be quite overwhelming. So firstly, I want to point out that you can actually edit what exact data points you are looking at, depending on what stage of your Amazon business is here. So you can change as appropriate as you feel fit here. Now, as I scroll down, I've got all my keywords on the left-hand side. Now we have this ZonGuru score, I like to say as bang for your buck of the score that we give to a keyword that is the most relevant regarding all the data points and that you should include in your listing. As you go across, we have many other data points. So keywords on the keyword revenue, search volume, top 25 competitors. So you see out of the top 25 competitors you see here, 12 of these of your top 25 competitors are ranking for this keyword. The ZonGuru launch is probably one of my favorite, and it really shows you how competitive a niche can be. So what this data point shows you is that when you launch during your honeymoon phase, you need to be selling 67 units daily to remain on page 1 for this keyword. Okay, so it gives you a great indication on how competitive the niche is, but also how much inventory you need, and does this launch budget to meet this inventory suit your business needs. So much useful information here for your product research as well. As you scroll over, this is probably one of my favorite views. We have our top 25 competitors here for this niche, but it gives you a visual representation of where these competitors are ranking for the adjacent keywords. So for example, this product here is number 1, so position 1, not page, position 1 for the keyword resistance band. And what you can see, more importantly, is where there is gaps. So if there is a dash there, this product, this ASIN, is not ranked in the top 200 for that keyword. So you can very quickly identify the gaps in your competition and decide, okay, is there a reason for that gap? Is it a lost opportunity for them and therefore a great opportunity for you? So as you can see, Keywords on Fire gives you so much epic data. One more thing I wanted to point out is that we do have filters. So say, for example, I wanted to just save my long tail keywords. I can go keywords, and for those of you who don't know what a long tail keyword is, it is 3 keywords or longer. So keywords, number of words greater than equal to 3. I can press enter. And now I've got 332 unique keywords that are 3 words or longer. If I wanted to save this particular keyword list, I can go over to save and then save that list. So you can save it within ZonGuru. If you wanted to download it, you can also export it as well. So depending on what exactly you're looking for. This one is a great one for also PPC, for example. So say I want to do the halo effect, I've got my long tail keywords, but I've also got a launch budget and a marketing budget, and PPC plays a great role in that. So say if I'm just looking, a lot of these PPC bids are quite high. So say I want to see only the ones that are less than or equal to $2. So now I've only got 90 keywords that meet these filters. And again, I can save this. So say you're happy with your keywords. Okay, I'm going to get rid of these filters for a moment. I want to save the keyword list to then create a awesome listing. So I pretend I am happy with the keywords that I have selected. I have gone ahead and saved my keywords. Now I'm going to take these keywords and we're going to put it in a listing. Okay, but I want you to forget about copying, pasting, and forgetting. This is what our listing optimizer tool does. And here on the left, under listing optimization. So this is our listing optimizer tool. What you do is create a session. You go by session name. Again, marketplace is very important, and you go to start session. For this example, as I said, I am doing exercise band. So I have created one already. Now, this is what it looks like inside our listing optimizer. There are 2 elements to this tool. On the left-hand side, you have your keywords. Now, just previously, I saved my keywords from my exercise bands. You go to import from Keywords on Fire. You find a keyword list that you saved. You simply click on it and then load up keywords. So it's loaded up all my keywords. So that's number 1. Now on the right-hand side, this is a very unique point to ZonGuru, and I love this tool. Absolutely love it, because I know a lot of people are doing copy and pasting. So when you are creating your listing from scratch, you simply press here and you go to blank listing. blank listing, and then a blank listing comes up. Now, when this comes up, you can see that in this listing optimizer, it shows up everything that is in a listing. So we've got title, we've got bullet points, we've got description, and we also have the back-end search terms. Why is this so significant? Is because this tool actually allows you to have your competitors' listings side by side, and you simply can add that via their ASIN. So you get the ASIN, you click on the plus, and you add the ASIN. So for example, say this is one of my competitors. Oops, I've just opened it. Say this is one of my competitors. Their whole entire listing has been brought onto the ZonGuru software. And my major advantage is now is I know exactly what they're using in their backend search terms. So as you can imagine, Robert, major advantage to trying to out-optimize your competitors. The other unique feature is the fact that we can compare side by side. So what exactly are we comparing? We're comparing this listing optimization score. And the listing optimization score is the overall quality of a listing calculated by the strength of the keywords used and where they are placed. So this is one of my top competitors. As you can see, they've got a very high listing optimization score. They're in the top 6%. I've got another competitor here. Their score is at 24,000. Now for this example, I'm going to pretend that my listing is here. Okay, so 20,000. So this is still quite a strong listing, but as you can see, my competitors are still quite higher. So what can I do to make it better? And I'm going to show you the power of this tool by simply changing a few words. So I want you to remember, when I change the words here, the words that I'm adding are from the left-hand side. So here we've got the keywords, the search volume, the number of competitors you're comparing that are using it, but where it is included in this listing. So a empty star is that it's a broad match in the title, a full star exact match in the title, and the tick is that it's broadly somewhere in your listing. And usually when you scroll, sorry, as you can see here, it actually highlights where those keywords are in your listing. So it's super amazing. So I'm going to make a few changes in the title. Remember, these words are from the left-hand side, and I want you to watch the listing optimization score grow. So, booty workout, tick, loop, resistance bands, and then I reckon I'll put set of 3.
Wow, it jumped by 4,000 right there.
Yeah, so it's all lifetime. It shows you exactly what changes are needed. Then it says 4 legs and butt, and then I want to add strength training, exercise fitness band with video workout for women and men. So I have added only a few keywords. I literally added like 5 words. These words I have gathered from the left-hand side. And as you can see, I've already overtaken this competitor here. I'm still under this competitor here. So I'm still got a little bit of work to do to beat them. So you would work through your listing to make sure that you are out optimizing. One more feature I wanted to show you, and that is the back-end search terms. So say I'm happy with my listing. My title is on point. I've added all the valuable content in the bullet points. I always want to stress that even though keywords are important, you don't just want to cram your listing with keywords because it looks spammy, it doesn't look good. Your customer reads and they're like, nah, I don't like the sound of it, I'm going to move on. So you have to there is a fine balance in between using those relevant, impactful keywords, but also giving value and information to your customer about your product. So there is a fine balance. So say I'm very happy with my listing, but I still have a few of these keywords that are outstanding. And I know that because the shaded keywords are the keywords that are already used in my listing, but these green ones I haven't included. So what you can actually do is you can click on them, one workout. So I'm going to click on them. Elastic, say my product is made out of material, so not relevant in the listing, but people are searching for elastic exercise band, I can click on it. When I click on these words, they will actually automatically go to my backend search terms here. So you don't need to write them in. So you can just go, once you're finished, just click on the words. You can make sure obviously they're relevant. But I'm going to add all of these to my backend search terms because obviously people are searching them. They're relevant, important keywords, but they may not be most relevant to exactly what my product is. So by clicking on these, I've added them to my backend search terms. And now if we go up to the list, to the listing optimization score, you can see that my score is now 35,000. My top competitor's 33. So I have already out-optimized my competitor's listing. So now I know that I am using the most impactful, relevant keywords. I'm in the top 5%, and then I'm confident to launch this listing. So that is the key. So there's no copying or pasting. So as I mentioned earlier, your ZonGuru account is connected to your Seller Central account. You simply just click here and you go publish on Amazon, follow the prompt. So again, no copying or pasting, directly copied onto your listing. The only thing you're then waiting for is for Amazon to accept your changes. So that is how easily it is to out-optimize your competitors using the most impactful and relevant keywords and giving you the best shot to rank on page 1.
You know what the greatest part of this was? Literally just took a few minutes. It took a few minutes for you to make all these changes and to increase your score by almost, well, I'd say like 175%, right? So making these kind of changes are so significant to be able to help you, dominate your competition. We have all the time people that are always like, hey, what can I do to make my listing better? What can I do to get more traffic to my listing? What can I do to enhance my advertising campaigns? Well, as you said, it's all about keywords, 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 keywords.
That's right. And the keywords used in your listing, you're using for your PPC, which what you guys do. So everything is connected, everything works so smoothly together. And as you did point out, it only took me a few minutes. I would like to highlight that that's not my product. That is just an example. So imagine if it was your product and you actually sat down and gave it a good amount of time. I literally spent 5 minutes on that. And those were the changes that I was about to make, that I was able to make in such a short period of time.
It's absolutely incredible. So any final tips, tricks, best practices that you want to share before we close out?
I reckon that is literally my top tip. Like I give a lot of the live trainings in ZonGuru, and people always ask, what am I doing here? What are the most important things? As I said, keywords on fire or keyword research in general. I think, if I had to pick one tool to have for my Amazon business or my career, a keywords on fire would be it, because you use it at every single point. And you need to make sure that you're fully aware of your keywords. And it's something that you need to revisit as well. Don't just create it once and be like, oh, they said that it was simple, easy, I've done it once. These keywords change and your competitors change, your customers change as well. So it needs to be something that you are constantly reviewing as well.
Thank you for clarifying that. I appreciate you for being on the show. Veronica, it's always a pleasure. Love everything you guys are doing at ZonGuru. Excited for the future. Excited for all the new suite of tools that you're going to roll out and all of the people's lives that you're going to impact. If you're about to go live with your Amazon product and want to make sure you launch with maximum impact, well, be sure to join the Rapid Ranking Challenge today. You can get that by clicking the links in the description box below this video. So what's your next steps? Reach out to the team at ZonGuru if you're having issues. They care. They want to help you out. They want to see you succeed. They've been there. They've done it, and they've overcame it. So any of the problems that you're having, they can help you out. Just reach out to Veronica or their CEO, Jonathan Tilley. Love the team there. Absolutely amazing people. They care and they want to help you succeed. And if you really want to level up your e-commerce strategy, then watch this video next. It's called 5 Proven E-commerce Marketing Strategies to 10x Your Business. And you'll learn insider secrets from Tanner Tozan and CEO Adam Weiler on how to scale 7- and 8-figure e-commerce businesses.